Hi there, Mrs. Maggie here with Onondaga Free Library. Today I'm going to show you a couple cool Mother's Day crafts with things that you might have at home already. I'm going to do two different versions because some of the supplies you might have at home, some of them you might not. So I want to give you options to work best with what you already have so you don't have to go out and buy anything. So the first one is going to be a card. So you want to start with a blank piece of paper, and you're going to fold that blank piece of paper in half so that you can decorate the outside for Mother's Day, and then you can write Mom or Grandma or whoever it is you're making the card for a special note on the inside. So the first thing is to fold that paper up. The next thing for this one, you have the option, you can either do just markers or crayons, or you can do paints. It's up to you depending on what you have at home. I'm going to show you a painted version where I put some paint on a plate here, and I have a paintbrush, and I'm going to take my paintbrush and I am going to paint my hand. And what I love about painting hands is it's really a moment in time, and it's so personalized for Mom. It's really, you're giving her your handprint, which I think is really neat and really special. And what we're doing is we are making flowers out of our handprints. So go ahead and just get some paint on your hand there. And once it looks pretty good, you don't want it to dry too much, give it too much time, or else it'll dry out. And acrylic paint dries really quickly, so you don't want to give it too much time. But go ahead and take that handprint, take your paper, and you're going to print it on there. Hopefully your hand's smaller than mine. Mine's pretty big, so it's going to take up a lot of the paper. You can see my hand's stuck to the paper. Go ahead and peel that off, and then you have a handprint there. I did mine at an angle just because my hand would have taken up so much paper. Go ahead and wipe off your hand. I have something here already ready to wipe it off, but it's probably better for you just to go straight to the kitchen or the bathroom and use the sink and wash your hands properly for 20 seconds before you continue. And that's also great because it'll give your handprint time to dry on the paper while you're washing your hands. I don't want to leave the video, which is why I'm just using a baby wipe here so that I can continue the video with you, and then I'll wash my hands after the video's over. So once you're done with that, you can go ahead and take a marker, and I'm going to grab a green marker here, and we are going to make the stem of our flower. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do a wiggly one here, little wiggles, and then I am going to give it some leaves on mine. Here's some nice little leaves on my flower. And you can continue to decorate. I'm going to take a lighter green marker, and I'm going to make some grass for my beautiful flower there. And you can keep going. You can make sunshine, you can make a blue sky, you can make anything that sounds great to you for your flower for Mother's Day. But there is mine, and you can even outline your flower or color it in more. So maybe, my handprint didn't get all, I had a big space missing, so maybe I'll add a little pink there to continue my flower. like that. And there it is. And then you can write a really sweet note on the inside for Mom for Mother's Day. And that can be a very personalized Mother's Day card. Okay, so the next version I'm going to do. Oh, I forgot to mention too, you could just trace your hand. If you didn't have paint, you could just trace your hand and color that in, which is going to be part of what we do next. So for the next thing we're going to do, we are going to get a blank piece of paper again. And here I have my blank piece of paper, and I'm going to trace my hand on the paper. And you can have another adult help you trace your hand if you need extra help. I'm going to spread my fingers apart while I trace, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. So I spread my fingers apart and I traced my hand, and I'm just going to close that up on the bottom. You see how I drew that line to close up that hand? And then you can color that in however you want to be a really pretty flower. So I'm going to color mine in. I'm going to pretend that my fingers are the petals on a flower. And then I'm going to choose a different color for the middle. Let's see. Maybe a couple different colors, because flowers are so beautiful and they have so many different colors in them. So maybe you know what your mom's favorite color is, and you can put your mom's favorite color in there as well. So here's what I have. I colored mine in there like that. And then you're going to get some scissors and you're going to cut it out. So here I have some scissors and I'm going to do some cut out the trace of my hand here. And if you accidentally mess up and accidentally cut off part of your finger, that is okay. I always like to say that there's beautiful mistakes that happen in art, and I call those happy mistakes. And you just go with it, because all art is different. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it's probably better if it's not perfect. So I'm almost finished cutting out this hand. Here it is. So that is going to be my beautiful flower now. And then, what's fun, I will show you. I found this stick in my backyard. And I took the little pieces of branches that were coming off of this stick. I took them off so that it would be pretty straight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this. So I have a paintbrush and I have some green paint, and I am going to paint this stick with green paint. And luckily you definitely want to be using acrylic washable, and acrylic dries really quickly. You might need to have some paper towels or something to place it on while it dries. And you're just going to paint the whole stick. And if you didn't have a stick, you could also use maybe a straw if you had like a to-go straw from a drink that you didn't use. You might have one of those in the house that you could use, or you could roll a piece of paper together so that it almost looked like a stick. And I'm not going to paint the entire thing because the bottom, no one's going to be able to see, and I'll show you why. in just a second. But you could paint the whole bottom if you chose to do that. This is your work of art. I'm not going to do it because I like having a little piece to hold on to. But there is my pretty stick. It's now this beautiful shade of green. I'm so excited about this color. And so you're going to put that aside to dry for just a little bit. And once it does dry, you're going to go ahead and you're going to take your piece of paper that is your hand/flower, and you're going to take a piece of tape and you are going to tape your flower to your stick on the back. So I will show you here. I just crossed a piece of tape right across the back. So now it's a flower with a stem. And what you can do with that is you can get a jar or a cup or a flower vase. Here I have a flower vase, and I'm going to put that in there, in my vase, and then I have a flower for Mom. And if you make multiple flowers, you can also, and multiple sticks, you can have a whole bouquet waiting for Mom with a personalized fingerprint for Mom. And you can use this, you can surprise her by putting it maybe on the dining room table or in the kitchen, or if you make her breakfast in bed, you could put it on the tray to give to Mom for breakfast in bed. There's lots of different versions of how you can go about it. And if you want to do both crafts, you could give Mom the flowers in the vase and also a matching Mother's Day card to go with it. So I hope that this helps you make a really special gift for Mom. I know she's going to appreciate it so much. There's nothing better than homemade cards and special crafts from the heart. So thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope you all are having a wonderful day, and thank you to all the mothers, grandmothers, everyone who plays that role. You guys are all so special. Thank you for all you do for the kiddos, and I hope you have a wonderful Mother's Day. Bye-bye.